Hi guys, so something amazing about Unity is it also offers a very extensive and in-depth UI system that can actually be used in GraalScript 2 to create your own custom UIs with their custom events and custom functions primarily, as is this tab that you can see right there. You can open and close with the click of a button. Hopping into Unity, we're going to first start by creating our UI. So we're going to right click in our hierarchy, go to UI, and for now let's give a blank image. So as you can see, we created a canvas and event system. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create an empty game object. Let's call it for now custom UI, and parent both of the canvas and the event system to this custom UI. So as you can see right here, our UI is present in the scene. Now you can check that the canvas is actually very far away, but when we go in game, the UI is actually, the canvas actually on top of the camera view, creating our user interface. It will always be on top of the camera view, however we move the camera around and everything, which is perfect for a user interface because it will always be on wherever we want on top of the camera for interactions or quick informations, for example. So step one, we're going to go to our canvas and change its scale mode. Why are we doing this? For specific reasons. Now, we want it to scale with the screen size and not with having a constant pixel size. Why? This is very simple, because if we have a constant pixel size, however changes the monitor have in width and heights and everything will not matter. It will always be at the same exact pixel. So it's an 80p monitor and a 1440p monitor would have the same image, but it would not be in the same position. They will all be at the same coordinates, but because the resolution differs, it will have a different experience and different calibration for every single user. Going with scaling with screen size means that however the screen size will be, the UI will stretch, or the UI will stretch accordingly to actually fit it perfectly in the same way we designed. So now we're going to take our image, let's center it, maybe make it a bit, we'll actually make it a bit bigger for this example. And what we're going to do, we're going to take the color and give it an alpha. So it's a bit dim, like an actual pop-up, let's say. What we're going to add also is a button. Let's call this button say hi. Now, as you can see, the button did not change. For that, we need to go into the text of the button and change the text attribute to say hello, for example. Now we're going to add a third element, an input field. Now, an input field is basically where we can write our own text, and we're going to keep it as that. So we're going to take this UI, create a prefab from it, and send it to GraalScript 2 to actually try to manipulate this button and this input field to basically do whatever we want it to do. Jumping to GraalScript 2, as you can see, a simple script. We're setting this to keep life true for everything Unity to work out of the gate. We're loading the custom UI asset bundle. We're destroying it if it already exists, and we're actually just spawning it in as a normal asset bundle would, and changing its name to MyUI to automatically destroy it. And yep, when we hit apply, we do see our custom UI being spawned, which is a button and an input field. Now, what we need to do is to actually access the button and the input field individually and create their own game object. So to do that, we're going to use not the game object.find as you were using to find the UI, but a more thorough search. So if we're going to go this.ui dot game object dot transform dot find, this find method will actually scan all the children only inside the UI game object to find the one we are actually looking for. This will make it easier if there are duplicate children, if there are duplicate objects in the world, so that we can return the actual one we want, and to actually target exactly whichever we want, make it faster and more accurate. So first, we're going to need to find the canvas, then the say hi, and then the input field from the canvas object. So in that way, we actually got the button and the input field in their own separate variable as game object. Now, to make it more clear, we're going to say a GO next to them, because that's the game object. And we would like to get their actual button component. So this is the button. Now we have access to both the button in this dot button and the input field in this dot input field as their actual components. Now the way to actually bind the button to its actual onClick event is very simple. It takes in one line of code, which is so we're just taking the button with the onClick event from it and adding a listener to this onClick event for the function say hello. Now we write the function say hello and we're just gonna player.chat anything, player says hi. Now it's very simple, and of course there are many other events for different types of UI, but the button has the onClick event. Other have different events that you can find on documentation in Unity, and really just write it that way, and whatever the event, this is how it is written. Rather than on click, you can go for on hover, for example. Now, when we actually take this code and hit apply, say hello, player does say hi. So the button works. So in that way, you have unlocked the way to actually get events, on click events, on drag events, and everything regarding the UI. And of course, everything can be seen throughout the actual Unity documentation to actually see what events are available and how to actually get them into GraalScript 2. But you can also use attributes and actually manipulate the UI in some ways to actually create cool interactions. For example, rather than just saying player says hi, something static, let's take this dot input field and get its text. So the actual value inside. Now, this text can be set and it can be removed. So when I actually say something, I want to clear the text. So now let's use the actual UI to say hi. When I press say hello, I do say hi and I reset my input field to actually get a new word. So let's say I want to say try. I can press the button, my player does say try, and the text is also reset. So yeah, this does show the power of the UI in Unity, and really it's a simple view on how to actually interpret in GraalScript 2. Now, looking at what events are available in Unity is something I highly recommend, and just understanding this video is just to show you how to import from Unity to GraalScript 2, that you can use these events, you can use the attributes, and you can actually manipulate UI the same way you do in Unity in GraalScript 2 in these simple and effective ways. I would highly recommend just diving really deeper into it because Unity UIs can be really amazing. For example, not just creating something like an interactive pop-up as we did there, but actually having like a health bar or a specific number value that would tell you the ammo count, or creating an actual customization menu. Really, the potential is limitless, and it is really important to incorporate in your gameplay loops and everything. Now, if you have any questions regarding this subject or any other, if you find something rather confusing, just hop on Discord and contact us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out and get you through with it and get you started with UIs.